You rocking out with LFOD.
Tune in to LFOD Radio.
LFOD Radio.
LFOD Radio. Live free or die. It's the
Boom,
vets.
it's the vets.
You are now tuned in to LFOD Radio. Live free or die. I am your host, Uncle Sam. We'll be joined today by DJ Deadeye. He's the tour DJ for Terminology, Slain, and Rex. He's an industry vet holding down Mass for over a decade now. But before we bring him on, I am joined by A-Ball.
Yo, what's going on, man?
What's happening, dude?
A lot.
Yeah.
Just trying to organize everything. You know, I feel like there's all this time right after holidays, and I'm just like trying to screw the screws in, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, just try to get a new bed, and it's all screwed up.
Yeah?
Yeah, like, and not literally, like, as in it's not made yet because they didn't give us enough screws in the kit, and it also is maybe not even long enough, and it's just a whole, like...
All you want is a good night's sleep. And
pretty much, yeah. I haven't had a bed for like 3 days. It's
Jeez,
like,
dude.
Just figuring out different, like, comfy places to sleep at night. It is what it is, though. Going broke, too, you know, but it is what it is, though.
Yeah, it's all for the love. I met a dude whose house you sleep at a lot the other day.
Yeah, I crashed his last night.
Yeah.
Chris, right?
Yep. I was wearing the T-shirt,
yeah.
and he goes, LFOD, and we started talking, and someone was like, no, this is the guy that does it. He goes, do you know my friend Alex? He's like, well, he's like my brother's friend, but he stays at my house a lot.
Yeah. The train tends to close, and the East Boston to Cambridge Ubers are suboptimal,
Yeah.
I could say.
All right.
Yeah.
I hope you get some sleep, man.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to be sleeping in a tent, like, you know,
Yeah,
for a few months. So.
I've been doing. I've had it rougher. Like,
Yeah.
I can always say that, you know, these days, and that's a good feeling.
Yeah. You said you've been compartmentalizing?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I've been noticing that I need to.
Okay.
Yeah. So nah.
Okay. It's a gift and a curse, but...
Yeah. But as long as you focus on what you need to get done, it should, you know. All you need then is the initiative. You've already won half the battle.
Boom. That's all we need to say.
Yeah.
Yo, if you're tuned in on the broadcast, you can hear past episodes on any of your podcast apps, whether that's Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, LFODradio.com. Pretty much anywhere you could hear a podcast, you can hear us. I would definitely recommend subscribing. You'll get all the new episodes right away. They show up at like 2 a.m., then you can wake up and just, you know, hear us talk about
put us on for your
bed
night
construction.
job.
Yeah. Get your day started. I like to think we stay pretty motivational, you know.
Yeah.
There's always gems getting dropped.
Oh, yeah. Especially, I think, when I go and air it, you know, Monday mornings, I feel like I'm kind of like waking up the world of Boston for their work week. You know,
Nice.
It is a good feeling, you know, as much as I regret waking up early.
Yeah.
It's like, it does feel kind of nice, you know. There's always a reward and everything.
That's true. We do broadcast on FM every
is true.
Monday at 9 a.m. on WMFO.
So you can chill with me in your
91.5
car.
in Medford. Yeah. You can hear A-Ball. You can hear a bunch of music. We play more music on there.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to hear the episodes with records in them, etc., that's definitely an option. If you want to talk to us, at LFOD Radio everywhere, LFOD Life on Facebook. We got to shout out our patrons.
For sure.
I think probably around when this is dropping, we'll be announcing something pretty cool, I think.
Okay.
Maybe even beforehand. So if I've already announced it, like, hey, that's pretty cool, right?
Okay.
Like, yeah. I think I had the idea.
Stay tuned for pretty cool announcements.
Stay tuned. You've already heard them. Maybe. Shout out the patrons. If you don't know what any of that means, definitely hit up patreon.com/LFODlife. And big shout out to Pavement Coffee. This is actually our last weekend of recording.
Yeah.
And they have definitely made these back-to-backs manageable.
Yeah.
Shout Leo and the whole crew down there.
Indeed.
Oscar. And the record company, Thomas, Christiana. Am I missing anyone? That's everyone we rock with. Amanda Shea, all day.
Indeed. Yeah. It's been fun.
Yeah. So we'll be back with Deadeye. After this, we're going to play a couple songs, and we'll get into it. You're tuned into LFOD Radio. All right, we're back. LFOD Radio. We set things off with new music straight out of our inbox artists, hit us with clean records. Submissions at LFODradio.com. That last song was Salute Me from ST to Squad. And we got DJ Deadeye with us now.
Yup.
What's happening,
Building, man? What's up, guys?
Chilling. How are you?
Holidays were good.
Yeah.
New Year's good.
Yeah. Can't complain.
You know, starting to kick it off, man.
Yeah. Things are good?
Yeah, things are good, man. Family life is good, and about to get ready to start putting out some records.
Word.
You know
Diving
what I
back into the thick of it.
mean? Back. Word.
That's good.
I saw the tattoos, dude.
Crazy.
Which ones are new?
No, so we got a bunch of people with the ST tat, like probably like 15. You know what I'm saying? Overall, between members and non-members, you know, family members or whatever. But this was the first time anybody tatted my name on them. So I was bugging out because I was like, dude, I don't even have my name tatted on me. You know what I'm saying? And that's like,
Yeah.
it's not even like one of my, like, I mean, it's one of my go-to logos, but like I have like 5 logos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not something I'm like 100% tied on.
Yeah.
And somebody like put it on their body forever. Like
Dedication.
it bugged me
Whole
out.
forearm.
Yo, it's
Wow.
huge. It's my homegirl, Nope. She's from Portland, Oregon.
Yo, shout out.
Official.
No.
Shout out Nope, yo. She works with Rim from The Villains. That's
Okay.
down with Sean P and Ruckdown and all that.
That's what's up.
Crazy.
Did
yo.
you have any idea it was coming, or you
I
just
knew
saw
it was coming, but I
Okay.
didn't know it was gonna be like pow, like
Yeah.
and like that bright,
I
like
thought it was just gonna be like a little thing.
yeah, like you know. Oh
big,
my bad.
like-
I thought it was gonna be something like something little. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's a girl. You know what I'm saying? Usually girls don't get like huge things, like
Yeah.
unless it's like a sleeve.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, true.
So it was
I
definitely
guess.
shocking. Like you know what I'm saying? I was like, wow.
Jumped right to #1 fan status.
Oh, straight up. You know.
And then
We already
ST
been-
on the other.
Yeah, crazy. And that's one of the bigger STs. Like you know what I mean? It's bigger than mine.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
You gotta get
If
more
it's
ink.
bigger than Terms is a little bit bigger than this, or a little bit smaller than this. So it's like,
And it's the gold too.
yeah, it's the
Yeah.
gold joint. Like, it's just different. There's one other person with the gold one, colored.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Clip's wifey has it on her ankle,
Okay.
Nice.
but hers is like, yo, shout out her, man.
Yeah, that's gotta feel pretty wild.
Yo,
yeah.
wild dude.
Wait, so what is ST? I'm in a cave.
ST the Squad. So originally ST was street. It was an acronym. Speaking through real experience every time.
Word.
So actually, originally it was speaking through raw epilogue ed and term.
Okay.
Then a couple years after they put out the single, the first single had Rex on it, and I forget what the B side was. I think it was the C4 record, Streetwise. But anyway, they put out a single like in 2000, 2001. It did great. It got them like buzzing in the city. They were right under like Acro and them dudes and Schizophrenics and 7L and SO. You know what I'm saying? It was like that vibe of Boston hip hop. It was like late 90s, early 2000s. So they got a little buzz with that. And then like 2 years after that, or like a year after that, they decided to open it up and bring in members and make it ST the Squad. So they added Artisan, Snuck, and then a couple others of people that that were on the come up with them. And then I joined probably like 05, something like that, or
Word.
04, 03, something like that. We first worked, me and Term, and Easy worked. Easy did a freestyle for me on a mixtape in 02. And then he introduced me to Term, and then Term did a freestyle for me in 03 that ended up being on Hood Politics 1, 2 of them.
Word.
And then from there, we just been working.
Cool.
So 02 and 03, because when I did the intro, I was like, he's been here over a decade.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out, like, I know
Understatement.
you've been here for a minute. Like,
Yeah,
how long have you been
So,
doing
like,
this?
I started DJing in, like, 98, 97, 99 era. And then I finally started doing clubs, like, 2000, 2001. And then I started doing mixtapes and, like, music, like, 02, 01, 03.
Okay.
In 03, I was DJing for Crumb Snatcher.
Mm-hmm.
And we had done a mixtape called Hate Me More that had Guru on it, Pete Rock, Large Pro.
Mm-hmm.
That got mad, just big on the underground. And then from there, it just kind of like, it was like, this is what it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, like I said, in 02, me and Easy hooked up, and then he put me on the T, and then from there, it was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I already knew, me and Rex went to high school together,
Okay.
so I knew him since like 96, 97.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So It's been a long little road, but it's like it was all kind of intertwined. It was kind of just always there. It was just we had to like open the doors. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like you started strong. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
way back already
it's,
working with people.
You know what
like
it was? I
Large
kind of like I kind of made my mind up about how I wanted to be represented or how I wanted to look. You know what I mean? Because by the end of the 90s, early 2000s, it was a weird era. You know what I'm saying? Like mixtapes were still really big.
Ringtones were happening.
Ringtones. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was just
That's
different. It was the first time it was becoming somewhat digital. You know what I'm saying? With the ringtones and all that.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the clubs were still huge, you know, for you to get on and to have people, you know who you are and all that. So I'm kind of glad I came out in that era because you kind of had to show like who you are and what you were about and, you know, if you had skills or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It was pre-Serato, pre-MP3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
MP3s were big, like, I don't know, late 90s or whatever, or mid 90s, but they didn't get really big until like iTunes came out and the iPod and all that came out. You know what I'm saying? Which was like what, 04 or something, 03,
probably something like that.
You know what I mean? And I was going to college in them years too. I was going to Mass Comm and AI in like 2000 to 2002.
Yep.
So it was still like hard disk recording. It wasn't like Serato was obviously not out, but Pro Tools wasn't even like a thing like that where you have it in your house and stuff like that. So
crazy.
It's kind of dope that I came up in that era because I had to do it the hard way. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like a layup. So it's like I can do, if something happens while I'm DJing, something goes short circuit or the plug doesn't work, the computer dies, I could still DJ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not have the show die.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You close a laptop on a dude and it's like World War III. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Crazy.
What would you, like, besides that, because I do see a lot of people getting started and, like, longevity is definitely hard to hold on to here.
Most
like,
definitely.
What, like, do you think the biggest key for you has been?
For me, it's been just latching on to, like, an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, finding somebody that you believe in their grind kind of works with what you're doing, you believe in them, and you know that you guys could take it to another level if you guys put yourself, you know what I'm saying, as one unit. You know what I mean? That's what worked for me. Not necessarily everybody's going to be like that, but if you do want longevity or to build your brand, I think it's better for you to do that because you can DJ clubs or parties whenever you want. You know what I'm saying? There's dudes, you know, like Eric Sermon and these dudes DJing, Grandmaster Flash DJing now, and they're like 60 years old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you can do that whenever, whenever you want. For me, it's about finding something different aside from that, that kind of like puts you in a space where you're like, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I rep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you've worked with the same artists for almost your
Pretty
whole
much.
career.
Like I said, I started with Crumb, and then when I was working with Crumb, I was working with Term and Ed, and then Term ended up being part of Wolves too, with Crumb and myself. So it kind of like all tied in together, like the stepping stone. You know what I'm saying? So that worked out for me, luckily. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, me and Rex been cool forever. Just recently, we added him to the team, but he's been team since then. The first single Ed and Term ever dropped had Rex on it. You know what I'm saying? So he's always been fam. It's just now it's all part of one unit, you know?
Right. So...
But yeah, that's what I would say. Latch on to something else, like make beats or DJ for an artist or, you know... it's so hard to stick out now because everybody can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like shoot videos, like do other things that tie into what your niche is. You know what I'm saying?
I always feel like people should be hanging out like casually.
Definitely. That helps too.
Like you'll just start to meet the people that you naturally want to be around. And if it's all in the art community, then you could just revolutionize things by like hitting someone up to be like, hey, let's go for a drink, you know? Like,
definitely. Or like just going to a show where, say, it's not nobody that you are wanting to pay to see. It's just a bunch of up-and-comers and things like that, people doing their own thing in their own way. Go to those things, meet these guys, because they're the new wave. You know what I'm saying? If you're already on solidified sort of, it's best for you to be finding what the new wave is so you stick around. You know what I'm saying? Work with these guys, see what they're doing. How are they moving around? How are they getting their word out? You know what I'm saying? How are they, promoting their brand or whatever? And it'll help you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so you said, there's a ton of DJs, and it's ridiculous now.
It's ridiculous. Because now you just need the equipment.
Yes.
Now you just need the computer and the controller, and bam, there you go. You know what I'm saying? When before you had to have not only the equipment, but you had to have the music catalog and you know what I'm saying? You had to have the records and the joints, and even before in the 80s, you had to find the breakbeats in the rock records.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you had to have the arsenal before. Now it's kind of like, just go on a DJ pool, get whatever you need, and you good.
Right. So I want to jump, like, how do you stand out? Like, what do you do to make yourself stand out from that?
Well, like I do the artist thing. Obviously, the live show thing is, something that I didn't plan on being like how I am. Okay. It just kind of was a natural progression, and that's one thing that's kept me around. You know what I'm saying? That's like a secret gun, like a secret weapon. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not something that I'm like promoting that I do. It's just something I do. You know what I'm saying? But I get it all the time. Like, dude, you kill it on live. You're the best dude. Da da da. Doing backups and hyping dudes and blah blah blah. And I'm like, word up.
Word. Yeah.
It's just another like merit badge. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it makes me wonder though. I ask because like there's so many DJs, and which isn't like necessarily a bad thing.
Not at all.
One thing is
it just saturates the market. So you got
saturates it, and the fee is super low too. Yep, so I wonder, like, where's the money in DJing these days? Like
I said, the live shows, man. You know what I'm saying?
Because I've heard some rates.
For me, it's crazy, dude. Like, you'll go say, like us, like, say dudes that have been DJing since the 90s or early 2000s, we're used to having it go a certain way, get paid a certain amount. Yeah. Then when everybody now can DJ with just a computer and a controller, and they want to charge $50, $70 for a New Year's party or something, and you're like, dude, I get like over a stack for this. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? You're killing the game, really. You know what I'm saying? For me, the live show works for me because, one, promoting myself. Two, promoting one of the brands that I work with. And three, like, I also am my own brand, so I have merch at the merch booths. I have people that want to come out and see me or buy the new hat or the new shirt or the new album or the new mixtape or whatever. You know what I mean? So having multiple branches, it's key, man.
It offsets that piece.
It offsets the fact that people are trying to get $50 for a gig. Yeah. When I could just sell 2 shirts and a hat and make more than that. Right. And I don't got to do nothing. It's just sitting there on the table. Yeah. You know what I mean? Facts. So it's all about using your brain to come up with different things to help you get to where you want and to get, like I said, multiple branches, man. It's just like regular life. You need multiple incomes, multiple ways to go about things. You can't put all your eggs in one basket and expect that to be just what it is forever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just not happening.
Dangerous.
Life is wild, bro. You know what I mean? Like, tomorrow they could come up with a new thing where MacBooks are obsolete. Yep. And it's like, what are you going to do?
Well, I was just wondering, I was going to ask you off air, but because you said that, I wonder if it'll be a point where, like, maybe it'll go back to having your own library is what's necessary. Like, maybe it won't be as accessible. Maybe people will want DJs that have exclusive MP3s or exclusive songs.
That's what it is. And, like, a lot of people want the nostalgia back. So you'll get, like, vinyl nights where you're just playing vinyl. There's, you know what I'm saying? I mean, now they make new things on vinyl, but, for a while it was like,
there's stuff you can't get.
The stuff you can't get.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't even mean to. Let me shout out House Shoes one time, because when you see him, you get all the Dilla stuff that you can't hear unless you catch his set.
He was like, he sat in on a bunch of sessions. He was there, so he got stuff that nobody got. Yeah. Nobody will ever get.
So maybe answer my own question. There are some people.
Definitely something that you can stand out as. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got stuff like that. I got unreleased term records and whatever. Right. In my thing that I'll never play them. Maybe I'll play them live one day, but it's just in the cut. It's not for nobody. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to bring it out, I could, but but yeah, that's the way it's got to go in order for you to stick out. Word. Either go like alternate route, like a vinyl route, or because the exclusive is dead.
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody wants to drop their surprise record tomorrow that comes out that they didn't promote, and then when it comes out on every streaming thing, everybody got it at the same time. The records aren't broken. There's no exclusive to whatever DJ who's the big one who's gonna break it. Like, all that's over. You know what I'm saying? So now you gotta kind of go backwards in order for you to move forward.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting.
So it's a little tougher for the regular person who's not really tied into many movements or whatever. But
But at the same time, weren't you saying that those are the kinds of people that will charge like 50 to 70?
That's what I'm saying, because that they feel like that's the only way they can get on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
not all of them, but
sword.
For a good majority of them, they're like, dude, I never DJ'd in my life. I'm getting paid to play music. Like, I'll charge you $50, $70 or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and there's a difference between working with like a community group or like somebody who their budget's not crazy and like taxing a venue who is like
they got the budget. They're gonna make all that back at the bar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And at the same time, it also kind of makes sense if like a DJ of higher caliber should be charging more, like rightfully.
But that's what we were seeing, like with the market being so saturated. People have to stand out somehow in order for you to get that payday. You know what I'm saying?
You got to convince them.
Or just demand that and never go under it. But you're gonna lose some gigs like that.
Oh yeah,
because Joey down the block is charging $50. You know what I'm saying?
The promoter has got to know that this you gotta be more than a piece of their budget.
Yeah, and you gotta know, if you're a promoter, you gotta know what's up.
Yeah.
You can't be just like, all right, this is what this guy's charging.
I just need a DJ.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they do.
I need a DJ.
I just need a DJ, whatever. Like, what I mean? And it's like, dude, what do you want?
And again, there's not a ton of money out here, so I get it. Like, everyone's got to work with it, but yeah.
It definitely kills the market, man.
Yep. I want to talk a little bit. We're going to skip, I think, the first break because we're getting into this. I want to talk about what you've been doing. You dropped 4 new mixtapes this year, right?
In 2019?
Yeah. Sorry, it's 2020 now. You dropped
2019.
I'm all caught.
Yeah, I dropped the Sour
3 with Redman.
I dropped the Sour 3 with Red and Wu-Tang, and then I dropped the Runt Friday the 13th Part 4 that got Redman on it. It got a couple other Jersey dudes. I got my man Artisan on that too. Runt is Redman's artist. They've been cool since like the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like his little boy, little man's. You know what I'm saying? And basically, like, with Red not being on Def Jam anymore, like, and Runt being dumb nice, he's kind of just like, he was just kind of sitting on the bench, like, waiting to get in the game. And I was like, dude, you're too nice for you to just be sitting around, just piling up songs. Like, let's do something. Let's, I got my own imprint. I'll put out the music. Just get it to me. I'll mix it all. You know what I'm saying? And we'll get it done. And we'll start making some moves. And we did It's Mr. Williams to You in 2016. And that had a bunch of stuff on it. Joints, unreleased joints with Redman. And I got a joint on there with Rex. And Do What I'll Do from Lords of the Underground and things like that. And then progressed till now. We did a mixtape Friday the 13th Part 2 of just kind of like cutting room floor stuff that I kind of like just sharpened up and put it all together into a nice package, and we put it out on Friday the 13th in, I believe, September. I believe that was.
Okay.
Or October, one of those 2 months. That one is just like a setup project for we're dropping his like debut album that's got crazy things on it.
Yeah.
That'll drop hopefully like February.
Okay.
We got Red on it, recording and bars.
Word.
So it's gonna be crazy.
So I saw you did the joint with Gilla and Wu. How did those connections come?
Well, that whole thing is crazy. Like how that ended up happening was such a like mind thing for me.
Yeah.
It's like coming up, Red is my favorite MC. In 2010. 2010, I did a mixtape. We had toured with them in 2008, and we got cool and like just like fam, you know what I'm saying? And then what ended up happening was I ended up like losing contact with a bunch of those dudes Like, I got all their infos in 08, but like 09, we was just touring so much. Me and Term, we was like in Europe every other month.
Yeah.
We did a bunch of Europe stuff. We were touring on Time Machine at the time. And then like 2010 came around, and there was just a bunch of like leaked Redman songs online that he had done with Illmind.
Okay.
And they didn't have a home. They weren't on any albums and nothing. I think they were just like cutting room floor stuff from the Reggie album that he did, like his last Def Jam album. And I was like, dude, I got to do something with these songs.
Yeah.
I couldn't, like I said, I lost contact with them, so I couldn't really get him to host it or nothing like that.
Yeah.
So I ended up just putting the music all together, and I used a bunch of stuff from New Jersey Drive in the movie, in the music, and like made it kind of like a, like a soundtrack to the movie.
Okay.
And I called it New Jersey Reggie. Put it out. That did great. And then from there, it kind of like opened their eyes to like what it could be.
Okay.
And then after that, I rekindled all the relationships. And then we did Sour One in like 2013. Got him to host it like official. And then after that, once that one did what it did, like that got all over the place, all over the world. People jam with that.
Word, yeah.
So then after that, I was like, all right, well, this is it. Boom. Now, next time I approach them, they're like, yeah, let's do it. Because, they know what it did. You know what I mean? So then I did Sour 2 in like 2014. It was like the next year. And then we had, they were touring. I got up with him. I couldn't get the drops in time because they were touring a lot. So I went and went to a show, went to the bus and just did them over the phone. Got Meth, got everybody. And then I put that one out, and that one did even better than the first one. And then I was like, okay, we got a thing here. You know what I'm saying? So then when I came around for the third one, it was like a no-brainer for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Where can we stream the Volume 3? Because I saw that on Bandcamp.
It's on Bandcamp only right now.
Okay. I saw like a track list. I couldn't find any like actual.
Okay. I'll send you the
audio
link.
file.
It's on my Bandcamp, djdeadeye.bandcamp.com.
Word.
I got the Runt albums on there. I got the Sours on there. I got all my
Looks like your whole thing just
It's
got
not
added.
like all my mixtapes, but it's up there. It's like 20 plus mixtapes over the years with like D Block, Capone Noriega.
I saw they all have like the
AZ.
August 2019.
Yeah, because I
release
did them all.
date.
I did them all.
I was a bit confused by that. It threw me off.
Well, yeah, they're all from different years. Some of them I try to put the year, but some I just can't remember when they came out, you know. But a bunch of them are like from like 04 to like, or not even the Chrome ones from like 03. So that's probably the oldest one.
Yeah.
03 to like 2019.
djdeadeye.bandcamp.com.
Yep, you can get free stuff on there. I got albums you could get on, iTunes and all that on there too. But, go to the Bandcamp.
Do you have any idea how many you've hosted? Can you even keep track?
My own stuff?
Just everything.
My own
'Cause
stuff?
I know you
I
host
probably have
random
like
stuff.
40 probably of my own ones. But ones that I did for other people, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably in the 60s or 70s.
Okay.
Throughout the years.
Solid.
I mean, we got 6 50 bodies, and then we got I don't know how many Hood Politics have I done? Maybe 2 or 3.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then I did Rex, All Eyes on Rex. I did 2 with Crumb. I did Stiz's joint when nobody knew who Stiz was. Endless.
Cousin Stiz?
No, Stiz Grimy.
Stiz Grimy.
Yep.
That's what I thought, but there's a lot of
so many.
Stizzes
There's
now.
so
And
many.
there's Stizzy Left Lane. There's
There's so many artists now. You know what I'm saying?
who anyone's talking about who anymore.
Yeah.
Word up. Yeah, you gotta like be specific.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I gotta say Grimy at the end,
Yeah.
or else we think it's Cousin Stiz. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It's
Well, I was
just
going to say
what it
that
is.
would be a wild
Combo. Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I didn't even
I'd be
know.
down.
I would
I'm
hear it.
down for whatever, yo. I don't really got a stigma or like a
Yeah.
or like a box that I like to be in. So as long as it's authentic and official, I'm down.
Word.
You know
Stiz,
what
I'll
I'm
have
saying?
him.
Yeah, let's go.
So we're gonna take a break, play another record. When people want to link with you, it's at DJ
At Deadeye ST dot on almost everything. Twitter, Instagram, on Facebook, it's DJ Deadeye fan page, I believe. And yeah, that's it pretty much. Those are the ones I use for the socials. Like I said, the Bandcamp is popping. And then other than that, I got the debut albums on iTunes and Spotify and all that, Substance Abuse. And I got a couple projects coming out. Right now I'm wrapping up an EP that'll be out hopefully by the end of the month
Okay.
called Last Batch. It's just like cutting room floor stuff.
And this is dropping in April, so that means that's already out.
It's already
go
out.
get that.
Yeah, go get last batch.
It's
I got unreleased joints on there with like Havoc and Term and Noid. I got a joint on there that didn't make the ST album. I got new stuff on there. I got B-sides, remixes.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to do them every like 3 to 4 months.
Okay.
Just like stuff that I don't want to put on the album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just give it a home.
Word.
You know what I mean?
Last batch. We'll be back after this with more from DJ Deadeye. You're tuned in to LFOD Radio. All right, we're back. LFOD Radio. We got DJ Deadeye with us still. I got A-Ball
yes, sir.
well.
ST Dot, baby.
What up? ST Dot. So, I got a lot of questions for you here.
Let's go, man. Let's run through it.
So you have toured the world through hip-hop.
Mm-hmm.
Is this ever surreal to you?
All the time. I do it all the time. You have to separate yourself from whatever you've created and literally sit back and be like, wow. You know what I'm saying? I do it everywhere I go. I'll take at least a small little moment and just be human
Yeah.
and be like a regular person and be like, wow.
And
Then, you know, you slide back into your role where you got to show a certain person that you are. You know what I'm saying?
It probably helps you remember yourself, you know?
Definitely. I remember tons of things. I'll be like, yo, remember when we was here? Term will be like, hell no, I don't remember that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You're almost
How
like,
you remember all that? I'm like, yo.
yeah.
You were present.
I got to take that minute or 5 or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And not sleep in the hotel or not, you know, drink however many shots or, you know, smoke however, whatever you want. Like, literally take like 5-10 minutes and just be like, dude, I remember when I bought turntables when I was 15, 16
Yeah.
in my mom's basement.
Yep.
And now I'm in Czech Republic in front of 20,000. Like,
Hell
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to
Yeah.
take those moments and take it in, because if not, you just get lost in the sauce. And
Y'all
yeah.
work hard too, so I could see it being in a job
You could
mode
definitely
almost.
tunnel
Most
vision.
definitely. It's
Yeah.
definitely what it is, because we've done all types of spectrum of the game. Like, we were super duper underground, then we were like on a major label, then we went back indie,
Yep.
you know, back on a underground label. Now we running our own stores. Like, you know what I mean?
It's exhausting.
Nah, it is. It's definitely a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like it's
dudes
also
dudes like Term have their hands in so much stuff that even he gotta like be like, okay, I'm gonna just take this day and just,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, literally just answer emails or fulfill orders or
Right.
chill with my daughter. Just literally just detach.
Yeah.
Because he's got so much going on between music, hosting the show with Static once a week, Good Dad Gang. Like, he's got a lot, you know what I'm saying? Plus being a Illmatic rapper, like, you know what I mean? Putting out multiple albums a year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
crazy.
It's a lot going on.
I'm glad
Yeah.
you're cherishing it. You know.
Yeah, definitely, man. You have to.
Yeah, it's a good
I mean,
check-up, too.
it's been our job for years, like over 15 years, but it's something that we want to do, that we love doing. So like, it's not like when you punch out of your job that you hate, you don't even want to think about work until you got to go back there.
Yeah.
With us, it's like, okay, we left the studio or we left the show, but we're posting on Instagram about the show or hitting people back about the show. Thanks for showing up. Da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? It's constant like kissing babies and shaking hands and things like that. You know what I'm saying? To you want to keep your brand like that. You know what I'm saying? People like being appreciated.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Especially if they're spending their hard work, earn money to buy something from you or come see you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
So it's good to separate, but also you gotta take care of business. You know what I mean?
Got to.
Yeah, you got to make sure you breathe for sure.
Def.
And then, you know, like do the workout after because you can't.
Or before,
use the
like
muscles.
do all the work and then take whatever time you need to separate and be human. You know what I mean?
That's huge.
Because, you know, sometimes people don't understand that it's you doing everything. You know, they think it's like this machine
Yeah.
behind you or something, you know, and it's like, you know.
It's fun.
Yeah.
There's.
It's tough to let people know that it's just you too, because they're like, for real? Like, they don't get it. You know?
Yeah.
There's so much hard work that's invisible. I feel like you just like
Everything.
You just have to like swallow
Everything.
your pride and be like, I did it, but no one's ever gonna like appreciate
word.
that.
That's a lot for people like me who are not in the forefront of what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Granted, I have, parts of my thing where I become part of the forefront, but overall, when you're in the back, you gotta learn to take your wins differently than when you're in the front. You know what I'm saying?
That's
because they're not clapping for you in the back unless the person in the front's like, "Yo,
give it up for the DJ."
So it's
I always respect MCs. Everyone who throws it back to the DJ.
Yeah, too, man.
They used to make whole songs about it. I love that too.
It used to be the people came to see the DJ. The rapper was to make the DJ look good. It wasn't the other way around.
Yeah.
When you do me a favor, when we drop the DJ Troy Frost episode, check it out.
Word.
We had a long talk with her about the purity of the DJ and how, DJs were the first rappers.
Most definitely.
And then she has some opinions on where the rappers took things, Yeah, maybe,
sure.
maybe.
Well, really, it was because corporate America was like, okay, let's make money off these rappers instead of let's make money off the DJs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I wanted to touch on this because you have toured and done a lot of touring and all this. The last few times I've seen you, you've rocked with Sean's logo behind you.
Mm-hmm. Or on me or whatever.
Yeah. So first of all, condolences.
For sure. That was my brother right there.
But second of all, can you talk a little bit about what goes into that? Like why you've chosen to do that and
Yeah, for sure. So background into it, I was a big Boot Camp and Wu-Tang fan when I was in high school. Those are top two things I would listen to, really. You know what I'm saying? With Helter Skelter and Smith & Wesson and Black Moon being in that one group, and then obviously being a diehard
Boot
Wu-Tang
Camp
fan.
was crazy, man.
So one of my favorite dudes was Sean, but Sean wasn't the forefront of Helter Skelter.
Those were the Ruck days.
Those were the Ruck days. But he was also real wordy and faster flow. So he would be a little bit under the radar because Rock's voice was so crazy and different, and he was the star. You know what I'm saying? And then Sean was kind of in the back. And then
we're talking about Sean Price, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after Magnum Force album, their second album in '98, they didn't do Helter Skelter record after that. For a while, something happened where Rock was about to go solo with Lethal, and Sean was just kind of flowing around.
Yeah.
And then when he reinvented himself as Sean P in 04, 05, whenever Monkey Bars came out, it just reset everything. And even before that, when he did Donkey Sean Jr., the mixtape with PF, and just him doing freestyles for Tony Touch and all these dudes, he just kind of refigured out his way and his niche and his path. You know what I'm saying? So I was a big fan of his before, and then became even a bigger fan after, and then we started touring together. My first tour outside of New England was me and Term toured with Helter Skelter and Rusty Jukes in 04.
Okay.
And we was in DC, and we was in VA and Maryland. We did a small little run in those 3 states. And then after that, we became fam, cool, you know what I mean? So then every time I seen him afterwards, whatever we was doing or whatever shows we was doing in New York, he'd either be there or, all his team would be there or whatever. And then we just got super tight, you know what I'm saying? And then just my love of him being who he was when I was in high school to then who he ended up being when I ended up being mad cool with him. It was just like a dream come true as a kid, you know what I'm saying? Or as you're thinking inside of yourself.
Right.
And then we just got mad cool. I would just see him every time he would tour, he'd come up here because this is one of his big markets. He'd be in Boston or in New Hampshire or Maine or Vermont or Rhode Island.
Yep.
And I'd go check him. And then we ended up having a bunch of mutual friends from up here.
Yep.
Whenever he would come up here, he'd mess with certain people, and then those certain people would be my peoples too. So we just saw each other a lot of times, and we just got mad cool. And then what did we do? We did a crazy show in 2013. It was Tony Touch's Peacemaker 3 album release party, and me and Term opened. and we're about to go on. We're about to open the show. Nobody knows who's rocking because we can't really. There's nobody on the flyer. Just says Tony Touch. You know what I'm saying? But that show ended up being us, Sean P, Beat Nuts, Nori, Fat Joe, The Locks, Brand Nubian.
Definitely give you
Fat
money's
Joe.
worth.
Did I say Fat
Yeah.
Joe again? Yeah, but yeah, dude, it was crazy. So we set it off, and like, I'm getting everything. They didn't have the equipment on stage, properly set up for us or nothing. So I'm like, dude, we about to rock. I had to find DJ June. She's a DJ in New York. She used to be the DJ at Fat Beats, at Beat Street.
Okay.
So she used to be the one like, oh, I want to hear this. And she'd, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She'd be the one in the store mixing it. So I find her. I'm like, yo, we need this and this on stage. Jump around the venue, find it, get everything plugged in right before we about to rock. We go to rock. I go to play the new record, the first song, and like I got a tap on the shoulder, and I turn around and it's Sean. He's like, "Yo, what up?" And I'm like, "Yo, what up?" I give him an ill hug, and I'm just like, "What?" And then boom, we rock, and then Sean comes on after us and bodies it too. But it's just like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he would just do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Would always show us super love. He was always like. Anytime he would do a song with Term, he'd always be like, "Dog, why you gotta body us like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just trying to be cool with you, bro. Why you trying to murder us every time on the mic? You know what I mean?" So he just like had a good, he just had a piece of his heart with us. You know what I'm saying? He always showed us mad love. And then
that's what makes everything so beautiful. I feel like in music,
dude was the best, bro. And then like, the day he passed, I was my daughter's birthday. My daughter and my mom's birthday is on August 3rd. He died on the 8th. Mm-hmm. The 8th, the 3rd that year ended up falling on like a regular day. So I wanted to do my daughter's birthday on the 8th, which was a weekend on a Saturday. So I'm setting up the party. Everything's super happy. And then I see Premier's Instagram post or whatever it was, Facebook or whatever at the time.
Out of nowhere.
I was like, nah. And then Term called me and told me, and I was like, yo. Had to be like the happiest, but inside be like the saddest, you know what I'm saying? Because that was my dude.
Yeah.
So after that, you know what I'm saying? I just like try to rep for him as much as possible. I know a lot of people do, but it's just to keep, because he was such a good dude, you know what I'm saying? Just to keep his legacy going is important.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It really is important. So, I try to do it as much as possible. Even the other day, I did a show with Jay Boston and E. Jake and these dudes.
We were at that.
And you was at that,
Yep.
and I'm rocking this shirt. Says, "Listen," is from a man, Craze One from Brooklyn. But it was a collab shirt with Bernadette and I believe one of Sean's aunts. And it's his rap hands. So
that's what
it's
that
his
shirt
hands.
was. Oh,
it's his
okay.
hands, right? So he just he took a picture of it and then blew it up and then literally drew it out and then they made the shirt out of it.
Fire.
And then on the back it says Sean Price and Aunt Kim, I believe is the aunt that the collab was with. So I just try to, you know what I'm saying? I got the RIP shirts all the time and I just try to rep for Sean.
That's going to be important, man, because
Always
especially
music,
for
man.
underground dudes, like
Especially
eventually
dudes like
people
that.
are going to, if you don't keep reminding them.
Yeah, word up. Because there's new rappers every day.
Yep.
And, luckily for him, he was a workaholic. So he used to do so much stuff.
Well, he just dropped the joint
That
with
he
Fame.
just dropped the Fame joint. Before that, he dropped the Metal Detectors joint with Illa G.
Yep.
And then they did Imperious Rex the year before that. So like, they're keeping his thing going, which
He
is
had
amazing.
another one. Didn't expect to talk. I don't remember the name.
86 Professor, something
Yeah,
like that. With
Small Professor. Yep.
Yep.
And that was fire.
That was super dope too. So since his passing, he's got 4 or 5 posthumous releases that are all dope.
Solid.
So he played me a bunch of the Fame stuff before he was out here. He did a record for me that'll be out soon. We did it his last show in Boston. Term ended up shooting a video that day with him, and then we ended up going to Archetypes to do the record.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I have heard about this record.
Yeah. So right now I'm still building it, but hopefully my plan is to have it be Physiology, Helter Skelter
Word. That would be fire.
on one record.
That would be very fire. Yeah. R.I.P. man. I don't know if I have regrets, but I really felt like at some point I was going to meet Sean, and I definitely
Dude, I was
I'm
with him.
sad that I didn't.
I met him in 2004 in my face, and we was cool all them years, and I only got to do one thing with him. That's crazy to me.
That's
you know what I'm
wild.
saying? Especially in them years when I was like, yo, let me get drops. You know what I'm saying? I got drops from like Ghostface from like 2003 or,
Right.
you know, Chic Luch and Styles P from like 02 or whatever. So
Right.
I was on that because I was big in the mixtape game. And I just never like got that done. You know what I'm saying?
He was your boy. It wasn't
it was my boy. I was like, he'll be here. I'll
Y'all
next
meet up
time.
when you want to chill.
Right.
And then it's like,
Sometimes the
yo,
work doesn't have it.
that's it.
Yeah.
Luckily, we got the record done. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that'll be out
Rest in
soon.
peace. Yeah, he just seemed like a good dude.
Yeah, it was the best, man.
Maybe if he didn't like you, maybe not so much, but he seemed like he
Yeah,
showed.
word up. He was definitely extra Brownsville. You know what I'm saying?
That's all I have. I have a couple Twitter combos we had. They're always hilarious, and like that's
Hilarious.
it. That's as far as it went. I never got blocked. I was
That's
like
good.
happy.
You're not on the
like-
block team. I remember. I remember I was with this girl, and I don't know what she did, but she ended up blocking her.
Oh, he blocked. Yeah.
And we seen he was out here. He was out in Boston with PF, and I'm chilling with PF. I got her at the show, and she's like, "Yo, could you ask PF to have him unblock me?" Yo, I was dying. I was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna ask him
I
that,
don't know what
dog.
to do that.
That's your time,
Yeah.
dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm not blocked.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You
That's on you, dog.
handle that.
Yeah, fix it yourself, bro.
Can you imagine? I can imagine his face.
Yo,
Then he block
hilarious.
you for asking that question.
Yeah, word is
Are
born.
you
Yeah.
kidding? You're gonna ask me that? Blocked.
Yep.
Like-
Or just as like a female being like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" Block.
Yep.
Just because he was so loyal to his wife, like he just didn't even want to entertain that.
probably
Even
all-
if it was just a fan saying hi.
Yep.
He's
Yeah.
like, "Nope, block."
Block.
You know what I mean? Yo,
Sean was
the
hilarious.
best,
Be
man.
like that.
Twitter,
R.I.P. man. It's my
Yeah.
brother
R.I.P.
right there.
Rest in peace.
I think that's a good thing to end it on, man.
Word. Yeah. With
Rest in
that.
peace, Sean Price.
Shout out Bernadette, man. Holding it down.
Big shout out
Facts.
Bernadette.
Go get that price of fame with little fame. Physiology.
Get that. Yo, so that's all we're gonna say. Yo, thank you.
No
We got
problem,
this
bro.
mix coming.
Yep.
We're not even gonna ask what it's gonna sound like. We're about to hear. I'm
Let's go,
excited.
man. I'm gonna just play
I
a
know
couple
you got some
records.
fire.
Just some joints in there, you know.
Yeah.
Some local stuff, obviously, you know, and
Word.
then some classic stuff, and
Word.
keep it moving.
Yo, Deadeye, thank you.
Salute, man. Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys.
Deadeye
Appreciate it.
ST dot everywhere.
Yeah.
If you start typing Deadeye, you're gonna find
Yeah,
him.
DJ Deadeye on anything, it'll be the first thing.
You're the
coming
only
up.
one that's dope that nobody.
There's a couple other dudes that tried, but it's just like too many years of
Yeah.
consistently slapping dudes in the face with stuff that it's just like,
Yeah.
you know, you're on like the 5th page on Google search.
Yeah.
You're not on the first, you know what I'm saying? 2
Yeah.
or 3.
That's what's up.
Word up.
So we'll be back next week with more. I would definitely recommend subscribing so you get that right away. LFOD Radio on most podcast apps. If you can't find us on yours, let us know. We'll get it added. You can keep up with us at LFOD Radio or LFOD Life on Facebook. YouTube too, if you haven't checked that out. We got video from these interviews. We got the extra bars with the MCs. We got live event footage. We're going to have this mix. We have other mixes.
Word.
All sorts of stuff. Shout out the patrons. Patreon, patreon.com/LFOD Life. If you don't know what that is, definitely check it out. Hit us up if you have questions. Artists, managers, submissions at LFODradio.com. Send us clean records. Deadeye did it when we first met him too.
Send
That's
them
how
in,
it
man. It's the
goes.
only way you're going to get
And,
spun, bro.
Yup, that's how
Make
it goes.
sure you got clean records, you new guys,
Thank you for
because not everybody's going to be able to play whatever you got if you don't got no clean records.
Yup, cover the bases.
Facts.
And shout out the record company, Pavement Coffee, and the whole LFOD squad. You're
Yes,
getting
sir.
this mix from Deadeye now.
Shout out to ST Squad. You can follow me at Deadeye ST dot on everything.
Word.
Chip.
Peace.
Peace.